Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus on the Telegraph Revolution. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey through the annals of time, exploring the dawn of a revolutionary era that would forever alter the fabric of human communication. As we delve into this captivating narrative, let us first set our sights on the earliest stirrings of this revolution and uncover the precursors that paved the way for this groundbreaking phenomenon. As we transport ourselves to the early 19th century, we find ourselves in the midst of a world where communication was laborious and time-consuming. The year is 1809, and we are in France, where a clever inventor by the name of Claude Chappe is experimenting with a novel system of optical telegraphy. Perched atop a hill in the rolling countryside of Brittany, Chappe's contraption consists of a series of mechanical arms and semaphore signals, designed to convey messages over long distances through a network of relay stations. This innovative system, though rudimentary by modern standards, marks the beginning of a new era in communication, one that would eventually give rise to the electric telegraph. On July 2, 1794, Chappe had demonstrated his optical telegraph system to the French government, and it was soon adopted for use along the French coast. The system relied on a series of towers, each equipped with a mechanical arm that could be raised or lowered to convey messages in a complex system of codes and signals. As we imagine the sun rising over the French countryside, casting its golden light upon the rolling hills and verdant forests, we can envision the network of optical telegraph stations stretching across the landscape, a testament to human ingenuity and the quest for faster communication. Meanwhile, in Germany, Samuel Thomas von Esso-Emmering was working on an electrochemical telegraph, which used a series of chemicals to detect the presence or absence of an electric current. This early experiment in electrical telegraphy demonstrated the potential for using electricity to transmit information over long distances. Von Esso-Emmering's work, though not widely recognized at the time, contributed significantly to the development of modern telegraph systems. In the United States, inventors such as Robert Fulton and Samuel Morse were also experimenting with early forms of telegraphy. Morse, in particular, would play a crucial role in the development of the modern telegraph system. His work on the Morse code, a system of dots and dashes that could be used to transmit complex information over wires, would become an integral component of the telegraph revolution. As we explore these early developments, we begin to appreciate the complex interplay of scientific discovery, technological innovation, and human ingenuity that ultimately gave rise to the telegraph revolution. The convergence of these factors, set against the backdrop of a rapidly changing world, created a perfect storm of creativity and progress, which would soon propel humanity into a new era of communication and connectivity. The work of these pioneers, including Chappe, von Esso-Emmering, and Morse, laid the foundation for the telegraph revolution that would soon transform the world. Their experiments, though often crude and imperfect, paved the way for the development of more sophisticated systems, which would eventually span continents and connect nations like never before. As we conclude this initial segment on the origins of the telegraph revolution, we find ourselves poised on the threshold of a transformative period in human history. The stage is set for a revolution that will forever alter the fabric of our world, and we are about to embark on a thrilling journey through the most pivotal moments of this era. Join me next as we explore the pivotal events that defined the telegraph revolution and discover how this groundbreaking phenomenon reshaped. Welcome back to History with Herodotus on the Telegraph Revolution. As we continue our journey through the annals of time, we find ourselves in the midst of a world where communication is about to undergo a profound transformation. Having explored the earliest stirrings of this revolution, we now set our sights on the golden age of telegraphy, an era that would witness unprecedented growth, innovation, and global connectivity. As we transport ourselves to the mid-19th century, we find ourselves in the midst of a world where the electric telegraph has become an indispensable tool for communication. The year is 1851, and the first underwater telegraph cable has just been laid across the English Channel, connecting England and France. This remarkable feat, achieved by brothers Jacob and John Watkins Brett, marks the beginning of a new era in global communication, one that would soon span continents and connect nations like never before. In the United States, Samuel Morse's telegraph system has become the standard for long-distance communication. The first commercial telegraph line, which opened in 1844 between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, has been expanded to connect major cities across the country. The Morse code, with its ingenious system of dots and dashes, has become an integral part of the telegraph operator's toolkit, enabling the rapid transmission of complex information over wires. As we explore this pivotal period in the history of telegraphy, we are struck by the sheer scale and ambition of the projects undertaken during this time. The construction of the transatlantic telegraph cable, which began in 1858, is a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. Led by Cyrus Field, a visionary entrepreneur, and Charles Bright, a brilliant engineer, the project faced numerous challenges, including treacherous ocean currents, equipment failures, and funding shortfalls. Yet, on August 16, 1858, the first transatlantic telegraph message was sent from Queen Victoria to President James Buchanan, marking a major milestone in the history of global communication. The impact of the telegraph on society during this period cannot be overstated. It revolutionized business, enabling rapid communication between buyers and sellers across vast distances. It transformed politics, facilitating instant communication between governments and leaders. And it changed the way people lived, worked, and interacted with one another, fostering a sense of global community and interconnectedness that was previously unimaginable. As we delve deeper into this fascinating era, we encounter a cast of colorful characters, each playing their part in shaping the course of telegraph history. There's Charles Wheatstone, the English inventor who developed the first practical telegraph system; Alexander Graham Bell, who would later invent the telephone but began his career as a telegraph operator; and Jay Gould, the American financier who built a telecommunications empire through his control of the Western Union Telegraph Company. The golden age of telegraphy was a time of unprecedented innovation, growth, and global connectivity. It laid the foundation for the modern communication systems we enjoy today, from the internet to mobile phones. And it reminds us that even the most seemingly insurmountable challenges can be overcome through human ingenuity, perseverance, and collaboration. The stage is set for the decline of the telegraph and the rise of new technologies that would eventually supplant it. Join me next as we explore the final chapter in the story of the telegraph revolution and discover how this groundbreaking phenomenon left an indelible mark on human history, shaping the course of global communication and connectivity for generations to come. Welcome back to History with Herodotus on the Telegraph Revolution. As we conclude our journey through the annals of time, we find ourselves in the midst of a world where the telegraph, once the pinnacle of communication technology, is slowly giving way to newer innovations. Having explored the earliest stirrings and the golden age of telegraphy, we now set our sights on the decline of this groundbreaking phenomenon and its lasting impact on human history. As we transport ourselves to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, we find ourselves in an era where the telegraph is facing stiff competition from emerging technologies. The invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876 marked a significant turning point, as people began to prefer the immediacy and intimacy of voice communication over the written messages of the telegraph. The development of radio communication in the early 20th century further eroded the telegraph's dominance, offering a faster, more convenient means of transmitting information over long distances. Despite these challenges, the telegraph continued to play a vital role in global communication, particularly in the realm of business and international relations. The establishment of the International Telegraph Union in 1865 had standardized telegraph protocols and facilitated cooperation among nations, ensuring that the telegraph remained an essential tool for global communication. However, as the 20th century progressed, the telegraph's importance began to wane, and it eventually became a relic of a bygone era. The decline of the telegraph was not without its consequences. The industry's collapse led to significant job losses, as thousands of telegraph operators and technicians found themselves out of work. The closure of telegraph offices and the dismantling of telegraph lines also had a profound impact on rural communities, which had come to rely on the telegraph as their primary means of communication with the outside world. And yet, despite its decline, the telegraph's legacy endures. The technology developed during the telegraph era laid the foundation for modern communication systems, from the internet to mobile phones. The telegraph also played a significant role in shaping global politics and economies, facilitating international cooperation and fostering global interconnectedness. As the American historian Tom Standage once noted, the telegraph was the first technology to allow people to communicate over long distances in real time, and it had a profound impact on the way that businesses, governments, and individuals interacted with each other. As we conclude our journey through the history of the telegraph revolution, we are reminded that even the most groundbreaking technologies are not immune to the forces of change and innovation. The telegraph may be gone, but its impact on human history will be felt for generations to come. Join me next as we explore new topics and delve into the fascinating stories that have shaped our world. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.